I just created the perfect TV watch list for what is actually worth watching on TV right now. I hate how late I am on this series, but Lioness is a must watch. I should have known because they literally have like the big three of actors, but honestly, I just didn't understand how good it was gonna be. When I tell you season one, I watched it almost in one sitting. The premise, without giving too much away, is pretty much about Zoe Saldana. She is the leader of an operative by the CIA called Lioness. Their goal is to essentially take out terrorists, but she is like a ruthless leader that cannot be played with. But due to the high stakes of her job, she has to make a lot of sacrifices, and we are able to see how the people on her team have to do so as well. If you've been desperate for an action-packed, suspenseful binge, Lioness is it. Next on the list is the newest Netflix limited series, Black Doves. These two are a little dynamic duo I didn't know I needed. The premise, without giving too much away, is pretty much about a woman who is a secret agent. She is living a double life and having an affair, and she is actually in love with the man that she is having an affair with until he is mysteriously unalived. And from there, we see that her life and people around her are truly in danger, and from there, her agency decides to call in a second hand to help her out. If I have to say there's one thing that made this show for me, is this man. He was acting, he was performing, like his storyline alone kept me so invested. If you're looking for like a spy kind of thriller, this is definitely one that's going to keep you on your toes. Next on the list is the Starz original series, Sweet Pea. Not enough people are talking about this at all, but when I tell you this is like a great binge, especially if you're a person who likes kind of like horror a little bit and gore, this is definitely one to watch because it has a solid plot to it. The premise, without giving too much away, is a girl who is like always missable, always ignorable, undeniable until she has a moment that she snaps and becomes a vicious murderer. I promise you, it's all you need to know to start watching this series. You will be invested. Even the side characters are good. This is such a good show, and they left us on a cliffhanger enough that there could be a season 2, and I'm hopeful. Next up is The Day of the Jackal. Honestly, if you haven't started watching The Day of the Jackal, I think it's on you, because you should know that this is probably one of the best series that Peacock has come out with. The premise, without giving too much away, is about a guy who is like a master of disguise, a master assassin. He is consistently evading the law until one day he treads a little too close to the sun. From there, we take part in a high-stakes investigation of trying to get ahead of the Jackal. And last but not least, probably one of my favorites of this year, Cross. Prime Video did their big one with this series because it's already renewed for a season 2, and I see why it was renewed before season 1 even came out. This show is a masterclass on how to operate a thriller, crime-based type of TV show. It never felt stale. It never felt generic. I did not feel like I saw anything coming. The only thing that felt super obvious was who the villain was in the first episode, but I guarantee you, you do not know what's coming next.